So I actually fast forwarded to the end of winter when the water would thaw. Uh, and I did that just by letting it run in the background while I went and did other things. But as you can see, now it is the first month of spring, I think. No, it's almost the first month of spring. It's still late winter. So, the first thing that I noticed is there were actually some dwarves walking on the ice of the reservoir while it was thawing, and when it finally completely thawed, all the dwarves got dropped directly down into the water, and as you can see, they're drowning. Going in my epic fails compilation. Yes. This fortress I'm actually going to abandon after I'm done opening this floodgate finally, like I promised. Which is something I would not forego doing unless I had to. So, which one of these levers is which again? I think this is the floodgate. I think I did actually make notes for both of them. Yeah. And so now, let's actually see. Yeah, there. You see, the dwarves, I don't think they've ever swam before because they don't live near very much water, just the stream. And so, most of the dwarves don't even know how to swim. Oh look, the floodgate's open now, and it's draining very slowly. Let's actually take a closer look, inspect. Yeah, that's not draining nearly as quickly as I would have hoped. I was expecting it to just fire water out in a stream in front of it, because of the pressure. Although with such a very wide basin that's not very deep, perhaps I should have known better. Look at that dwarf trying to go through it though. What is he even trying to accomplish? Yeah, strange. I think I see fish in there though. So it looks like we actually did have an aquarium for some time. And in looking at all of this, I see a lot of things I want to improve in my next fort. Especially this flawed mechanism that's spewing out water through this this hole right here. But of course, when I was building this, I actually didn't entirely know how screw pumps worked, or even how the mechanisms wired up to them, and so this was actually an experiment in itself, which is why I'm actually surprised it works at all. Oh yeah, and as you can see, all the injured dwarves from before, they're dead now. No hospital, no medical treatment. And of course, the dwarves are so preoccupied with panicking and throwing tantrums that they can't really build a hospital because in fact, these farms aren't even being built. And that's a high priority task. There's just a bunch of dead dwarves in the stockpile. And there's just decay and garbage lying everywhere. I think this is this is enough for right now. It's time to put this fortress out of its misery finally. But in the meantime, what's this? Oh. The population is still falling faster than it's rising now. But anyway, I'm going to abandon the fortress and build another fortress somewhere else in the same world. Yes. Oh wait, no, it's this one. Or is it? No, I want to abandon it entirely. Yes, and so the time of, I think I called that for the festive vaults. The time of the festive vaults has come to a close. But now it's time to consider what else we want to do. In fact, this finale episode, I plan on being also the first episode of, well, the primer episode of Season 2. In this episode, I would like to actually do all the consideration and planning for where we want the next fortress to be. There. Now we can start playing Dwarf Fortress Classic, not Adventure Mode or Legends. And we can have that be in the current world. Waiting for this, however, first. Actually, while this is happening, what can I talk about? What's an interesting subject? I'm not good at improv. The nice weather we're having. Very, alright, now, we can actually get to work. Now this is the world I have made. Originally, the Cyclopean Realm. Kind of a dumb name in my opinion. It could have been better. Rate 3 out of 5 stars. One thing I considered is this northern section of the world. A lot of cold, icy areas might be fun to work with. I might be able to test my theory of getting through an aquifer by letting the aquifer water freeze into ice so that it's solid and you can dig through it, and then making a tube of ice. Yeah, that would be, I think, pretty good. Another thing I wanted to try was going the opposite route, very far south to where it is very hot, to the scorching biomes, where for some reason the elves are living. I don't know what compels these crazy elves to live so far south. Especially these ones on this sort of secluded peninsula area. Also, the very steep mountains might be fun to try, or an evil biome is another thing I thought. Like over here, this haunted area, that might be fun to attempt, although now that might be too much all at once for me, since I still have maybe a fraction of the experience of most of the other people who have tried and failed at that. This is a pretty interesting area. A sinister biome. Uh, I'm going to bookmark that mentally for later. I believe this is a volcano. Right here, in the local map. Uh, Maybe do some of that for later. What am I even saying? It's still very early in the morning, so now I actually need to make a decision. This right here is the abandoned fortress. I think right here, there it is. Yeah, I can see on the local map its exact position. Mm, Embarking in a place with no trees is probably a mistake this early on. Yeah, what's this? Uh, Key bindings. There. Mm, and so this area here, what is it? I don't think it says, but judging by that spelling, it's probably something goblin. Uh, this is a giant tundra here, this entire area. And it looks like there are no trees in the entire area either, so that's probably not a good place to be for right now. Over here, however, there appears to be a heavily forested area far to the north. And over here, there appears to be a river also. Hmm. There's some kind of northern oasis. And also untamed wilds, unlike the previous area, which I think was mild. Hmm. Yeah, there is an aquifer here, but we could figure out a way to get through it using the wood, maybe, to build a giant wooden straw that we'd drop into a hole. Uh, a very deep soil, strangely. Oh, that's probably bad in conjuncture with the aquifer. Uh, Perhaps this time we actually go to a mountain, like a normal dwarf would. It's not normal for dwarves to be away from the mountains. Can I have a river to the southwest, like that? North we can have a forest, and to the south there's a mountain. Mm. And deep metals, flexstone layer, aquifer, deep soil. Good enough, I guess. Anything we can't get here, we can import from a nearby civilization, which neighbors, we have uh, every one of the species as a neighbor currently, and also goblins very nearby, so that's a new challenge that could be fun. Actually, I want the area we live in to be bigger than that, so uh, I think 5 by 5 or 6 by 6 would be probably ideal. 5 by 5 should be good enough for right now, because I think the last one we did was uh, a 4 by 5. Mm. If you experience lags, plural. I thought the plural of lag was lag. Like some of those other words. Uh, the aquifers, I think, are the most challenging thing to the newcomers. What should I So here we are, the new location. This is a very nice shade of stone as well. No, that's not stone, that's sand. And so here you see, since we're close to a mountain, there's stone already available to us. We don't need to even get through an aquifer. There's also this area down here. Let's take a closer look. Yeah, this is that river. So, in case we ever wanted to do something like water wheels or something similar, there's a river right there. I always recommend embarking with a river somewhere nearby in the same map. We're currently on a cliff face, so that's something I'm going to want to fix very soon. There's this plateau here that would be good for above ground construction, but I think I would like to tunnel into the mountain, probably around here, or here. Going horizontally this time instead of straight down. Yes, I already feel like this series is this season is going to be a lot better than the last one. Especially with this new terrain. I'll say that for the actual first episode of the next season though, because this is technically still the same first season.